Arizona Homestead. I'm Jeff. Things are heating up on the homestead, and we're going to try to cool them off. So today we're going to talk about a DC swamp cooler, kind of a personal portable swamp cooler. So, and see how well it works. Kind of a review on it, and see how effective it's been here on the homestead. My temperatures are getting between 90 and up to about 100 degrees. So let's take a look at this DC swamp cooler. So here's your DC swamp cooler. I got this swamp cooler. This one's really old. There's the brand. That's about the only information that's on there. There's no other tags or anything on there. But this swamp cooler here, I got it from my dad, who's had it for decades. And on the swamp cooler here, it's got 3 speeds and a reservoir that you can put your water in. And then you got a couple of options here, just like you would in your car, on some vents, and then another couple of vents on the side here. Now, what my dad did was my dad added a float to this, like a toilet float. So right here is where you got your water intake, and I just have a tubing that goes up to a reservoir there with a little valve there. So as it uses up its water, the reservoir will fill this guy back up and keep it going for hours on end. And I'm not too sure on if it's going to come out. Yeah, it's too dark. But somewhere in here, there is a float, a water float. So this float valve, when obviously the water gets low, it opens up and the reservoir fills it back up. Now, one caution, because I did this, funny me, I put ice cubes in here, thinking, oh, this would be great. Let's cool down the water, right? It'll make it even colder. Well, the problem is I put so many ice cubes in, it forced the float down. So therefore, the water was from the upper reservoir was filling up, and then it started spitting water out here. So, because it got too full. Now, if I'm going to put ice, I need to put the ice up here so that it will melt and not interfere with the float. So that was kind of funny when it started spitting water out. This DC swamp cooler, let's take a look at how I have it plugged in here in my barn. Now, my barn, I have it hooked up for a 120. So what I've done, let's see how we get over here. So right there's my outlet, and I have a cord coming, and it's plugged in right here. Now, I said this was a DC swamp cooler. So right here is my plug. I'm using a converter, a 120 to 12 volt converter that is enough amperage to cover this device. And I'll do a review on that in a separate video. But so I've got it simply plugged in here, and then I have a kilowatt. And what this device does is it will measures basically your usage. What it's telling me now is that plug, because I don't have anything on, that plug is giving me 120 volts. But I can look at all kinds of stuff. So let's just take a look at a couple of things here. Let's turn it on, and hopefully the noise won't bother us too much. And let's look at some of the amps that is going to draw on this. So I've got it on low right now. This is at 120 volts because that converter changed it. You can see with the glare there. So there it's on low, and that's 0.98 amps at 120 volts because it's converted it to 120 from my outlet. So we're just going to call this 1 amp at 120 volts. That's equivalent to 10 amps at 12 volts, 5 amps at 24 volts. 5 amps at 24 volts. My system is 936 amps, so as you can tell, it's not using very much of my system. Now let's turn it on medium and see what we get. Now we're on medium, and it looks like it went up about 0.4 amps. So what you would have basically is you would have now 14 12 volt amps and equivalent to 7 24 volt amps. Now it's on high. You're looking at 1.73-ish amps. So let's just call it we'll call it 1.7. So that's equivalent to 17 12 volt amps, and then 8.5 24 volt amps. Now temperature wise, I don't have a thermometer to put in there, so I can't tell you the exact temperature, but I can tell you this though. It is cool. It's not cold by any means. I just have regular water I put in there, no ice, and it's blown out pretty decently, and like I said, I don't know how this fan is with the noise. But as you can tell though, it doesn't draw very much, and I'm able to plug it into my 120. Now on this cooler, the only problem that I have is you got to set it on something, and the reservoir has to be higher. So I got all those step stool there, or a step ladder. This is my step stool. So that's the only problem, is you got to have a way to set it somewhere for it to really be effective. It's ideal as a personal cooler. It works great for my dog. The only problem that he has is he doesn't like the noise, and he doesn't like the fans blowing directly on him. So every time I turn it on, try to help him out, he always goes to another location. So anyhow, but that's my DC evaporative cooler, and I actually use it. I have it by my desk here, and I actually use it as I'm on my computer watching your videos or downloading videos, and so I'll turn that on if it's a little on the warm side. But this swampy space cooler, I approve. I like that it doesn't draw very many amps. I like that I can put ice water up in here really, and it will blow colder. I just don't like that it takes up so much room and you got to stage it. So that covers the 12 volt DC swamp cooler, and stay tuned for the other videos. I'll do a little playlist, put them all in there, keep them cool on a hot summer day. Thank you for watching my video today, and I appreciate you watching it all the way through there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Every little bit helps support my channel. My name is Jeff, and you've been watching Arizona Hot Homestead.